live. And we are live on YouTube. I'm here with Liam McGeary, who joins us all the way from Hawaii. Liam, it's amazing to hear from you.
Nice to see you too. Good morning, everybody.
And thank you to everyone who's joining us. I made it difficult. I said we were doing it on the 6th and at 7, and we're on the 7th and at 8.
It's all right. We got there.
So what is life like in Hawaii at the moment, Liam? Are you in lockdown there? Is coronavirus bad in Hawaii?
We're on lockdown. It's a stay-at-home order at the moment. So we're allowed out for a little bit of exercise. They've eased up now on the beaches. We're allowed in the water, on the beach. Not allowed to lay out or hang out. You're allowed to do a little bit of exercise. In the parks, you're allowed to work out in the parks, ride bikes. There's a few people playing ball games in there, but I didn't see anyone stopping anyone. So, but we've kind of, I think we started the lockdown right at the right time. We wasn't allowing people to come in. They stopped most of the flights and tourists coming in. That was like the real danger. I think there's like been 600 cases, 12 deaths or something like that. That's across all of the islands.
Yeah. And what island are you on again? Are you Oahu?
I'm Oahu, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, Oahu and Maui were the ones where the deaths have been reported.
And it must be even more frustrating for you because you were just getting back into training after horrendous injury with your jaw. I mean, we'll talk about the jaw in a minute because it seemed like that was such an ordeal for you to get fixed.
Still is.
It still is.
Yeah.
So what is the situation with the jaw? You broke it in your last fight with Phil Davis.
Yeah, it broke. They did the surgery like the next day or a couple of days afterwards, and something happened. It just didn't take. The scar tissue was growing in between, so he had to go in again. And this was after being wired up for 8 weeks, and then he was like, "Oh, I need to do another operation, and it's going to be another 8 weeks of wiring." So it's like, for fuck's sake. So I didn't even get a chance to. I didn't get a chance to eat anything. I didn't get a chance to do anything like. So it was straight in operation. And this was a more serious one. And then it was like my face woke up. It was like this. I didn't even recognize myself when I looked in the mirror. It was pretty bad. But
it's a very depressing injury. I know a friend of mine who had a broken jaw, and just not being able to eat or talk, it's quite a lonely injury, really.
Yeah, it is, and I'll try and talk to people, and no one understood what I was saying, and they'd be like, "Oh, what?" And then they don't want to ask me to repeat it, and I'm trying to repeat it, and I want to talk anyway, so I'm trying to talk and repeat, and it sounds like I'm shouting at everyone, and my kids were like scared of me to even talk to me sometimes, it was harsh, and it was 6 months of muffled talking and like yelling at people. But then when they cut it, like they cut the wires, but then I had to start that process again, like learn how to smile. Like that was, I seen some of my wedding photos and I'm like, didn't somebody want to tell me that I was smiling like an idiot?
Because you had it taken off literally right before the wedding, didn't you?
The week before.
Oh my gosh.
I wasn't expecting the wiring to go as long as it did. I just thought maybe like 8 weeks. Okay, sound I could do 8 weeks, and then that should let the bone grow, but not this case.
Wow.
A whole load of other stuff, and because the jaw was so badly damaged, I've had to wait until now to get into the dentist to fix my teeth. So like I've had toothache for the last year. It just a non-stop pain, which didn't stop.
Oh my God, you've had it so rough, and you were just back in the gym. I'd seen that you were hitting pads and you were trying to have a go at rolling without anyone coming near your head, and now you're separated from everyone again.
Exactly. Yeah, I was doing all the leg entries and all that kind of stuff, and it was starting. MMA fighters, jiu-jitsu players will know when they come out of an injury, right? You're eager to get in. So you're going to jump on the mats, and it starts off with, right, all right, we'll take it easy. Within the first 30 seconds, it's them telling me, yo, are we going hard, or are we like, oh shit, no, I need to calm it down a bit. I just get too carried away. I want to go a lot harder. I want them to go hard, but they can't, and I can't. So again, it's like starting something, and then as the lockdown came in, they were like, right, gym's closed down. It's like, what are you? This is unreal now. So, shy.
Yeah. So I saw a really lovely post that you put up though about the garden that you built when you were off with your jaw, and you said like that came out of a shitty situation, and now you're drinking a beer trying to make the best of another shitty situation. Have you tried to see the positives in this, like throughout the whole ordeal?
I'm a lie to you if I said throughout the whole ordeal. It's taken me a while to get to where I'm at now. You know, you learn a lot, and I was forced to learn a lot from where I was at. You know, it's patience. I just couldn't do anything. Like, no matter how hard I wanted to talk to people, and people would start arguments, and I wanted to like literally rip my mouth open just to say one word. Like, and it wasn't a very nice word, but it was to the point where that, and my friends would be like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "No." And then I'd be like, "Then you'll be all right, you know, cheer up." It's all, they're very positive people, which are amazing. Like, it's good to have positive people around, but it's so hard to see the positives out of that. And I knew, don't get me wrong, I knew that it was going to be positive. I knew that the good times would come in, but it was that very moment. And we were living this moment. We don't live in, oh yeah, it'll be all right. Okay, yes, sound. But this very moment, I'm watching you tuck into that nice double cheeseburger with bacon, and I've got to sit here and drink my chicken soup through a straw. And I couldn't feel anything in my face, so I didn't know if I was dribbling or not. It was horrible.
Oh God, yeah, it sounds awful. And like all throughout your career, you'd been so active, like literally back-to-back fights for years. And then, you know, just before this fight, there was an injury before that. And I know you've just done a lot of rehabbing over the last few years.
Yeah, it's from Tito. Ever since Tito fight, the next day I was in surgery there, and it's just been one thing after another. You know, we get old, we put our bodies through this, and I don't think I gave my body a chance to actually realise what was going on. I just they were like, right, you want to fight next month? Yes, Sam, put me in. Yeah. And I just kept training, and it only hurts when you stop training. So
yeah. I don't think I'd fully appreciated before I did the research for this interview quite how often you were fighting. And I think where Bellator were building themselves as a brand, they always wanted to put their biggest names on each card that came up. And you literally were fighting every few months. And I also didn't realise that Bellator came after your third pro fight. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, well, so I started a Rumble on the Rock in Jersey. And I think that fight got put down as a pro fight. So that was my 1-0. Then I came over here. I had the British ICO light heavyweight title. I won that off of, I can't remember who it was. Yeah, it was 3. Then I did the one fight over here.
Absolutely insane.
I always knew I wanted to fight. I always knew that I wanted to do what I was doing. And I remember having a conversation with Michael Kaniak, his name is, and he was a promoter for Rumble on the Rock. And we did this, I think it was like semi-pro over there. They do semi-pro, amateur, semi-pro, and then professional, right? And there's just a few small rules changing from each one. I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this amateur. I think I had one amateur, one semi-pro. I was like, just get me in. I want to throw elbows. I want to do everything. Just let me go. So he set the first one up as the ICO title fight, and that went down in a minute and some odd seconds, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good fun.
How special was the first Bellator win, Anton Telemantes? It must have been just incredible for you to be there so soon and then make such a statement in that fight.
It really did. I tell you what, so after that Anton Telemantes, everyone was like, oh, he's a wrestler, we've got to work on wrestling. And I'm like, all right, Sam, we worked on wrestling. And then I did what I did to him, but it was after the fight. After the fight, I remember I was walking out the cage, and Big Dan Mergliat was like, I'm putting on a seminar in Henzo's at Homedale. So I fought on the Thursday, and the seminar is on the Tuesday. He's like, make sure you're there. I was like, all right, sounds. So Tuesday comes along. I've gone to this seminar. Henzo and Holz Gracie were there. Holz looks at me and says, I recognise you. He says, you were fighting on Thursday, weren't you, in Bellator? I was like, yeah. He said, good win. Henzo comes up and says, you train in the city with us on Thursday. So that was the Tuesday was the session. And then on that Thursday, I was getting the train into the city for the first time. Like, first time in New York City, on the bus, finding Henzo. So I was walking along 7th Avenue, I think it was, or 8th Avenue, I don't remember which one it was. But just looking amazed at, like, I was in New York City, going to Henzo Gracie's to go train with the MMA team. Like,
because he'd asked you to come along.
Exactly, yeah. You know, I was just going with it, you know, just going along with the flow, going along with what was happening. But it was really, really surreal. And it was only until they wrapped the belt around me that it all sunk in and was like, shit, I did that in 2 years.
Yeah, you went on an amazing tear, you know, and so many finishes as well, different finishes, just really putting on a show. What was it like to win the belt?
You know what? I put so much work into that fight camp, so much. It didn't sink in until like about 3 or 4 days afterwards, you know, like all the lights. There were so many people came over from England. I think there were like 50 odd people came over to watch, which was amazing. Like the support I got from home, it was all so surreal. And I just was floating on cloud 9 that I just didn't really come down until like a few days afterwards. And then once it sunk in, I was like, damn, looking at the medal or looking at my belt. I built like a little cabinet to put it on the wall in display unit. But it was cool, you know. But I mean, like the body started hurting. So then after Emmanuel Newton, they were like, right, I want you to fight Tito now. So I was like, I kind of wanted a little rest. So then they got me straight in for Tito, and then that's it. And the injuries started, my age started showing. But now I've had a long time now to recover. Like this, I think my body needed this year to sit back and do all the things that I'd missed out on doing in previous years, you know?
Yeah. So going back to Tito quickly, because we can't just brush over the fact that the amazing performance against him. Was it sweeter winning the belt for the first time, or was it sweeter defending it against him, the name that he is, and the way that you submitted him? That doesn't really happen to Tito. Did it happen to him once before, I think?
I think it was his first fight as well. 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. It was definitely better beating Tito than winning the belt was sound. But winning the belt of beating Tito and getting him wrapping the belt around my waist was something else. Like that put the big smile on my face. That was like, yeah, I'm the world champion. Like, this is Tito. And I remember watching Tito fight years and years ago with my mate. And he's like, he'd be in your weight class. What do you think about it? I said, I'll beat him. I could beat him. But it was one of them cocky, yeah, I'll do that. I can do that. It was one of them ones, just sitting there with a beer in my hand. Not even thinking like 5-10 years time, I'm going to be doing this shit myself. Like it was, I don't know, mate. I came from the King's Lynn, moved around in England a lot. So for me to actually be living in America was split like.
How did you come to live in America?
Huh?
How did you come to live in America?
Literally, a friend said to me, oh, I've got a mate who's a coach over there. He went over there for, I think, Christmas. He came over Christmas time. He comes back, he's like, Liam, did you come around? I'll go cook your dinner. So, right, Sam went around for my dinner. He's like, right, I've got you a training camp over in America. The guy said you can go out for 2 weeks. I was like, all right. So I literally sold everything I owned, my car, everything in my apartment, which is a lot. And I went over there, I booked a ticket to get 3 months. So the guy picks me up at the airport. He's like, oh, you're staying at my house for 2 weeks. So I was like, well, actually, so I'm not going home. I was like, I'm just going to stay here now until for 3 months. He's like, oh, yeah? First thing he said to me was like, you best not fucking suck. That was like his first words. Like, all right, we'll see. And then, 8 years
So where
later,
were you training then?
There. So he was the head coach at Kurt Pellegrino's. So I was started in New Jersey at Kurt Pellegrino's. Then went from New Jersey to New York to Henzo's, and then Henzo's. I was at Henzo's 6 years, and then and then I'm over here, family, married.
Yeah, amazing. Hawaii's definitely on my bucket list to go to. That's where I wanted to go on my honeymoon, but
I'm not. Can I change this around? I'm gonna just. Here we go. Right. So this is what I look at when I go out my back door.
Wow.
So there's the site at the back. That's the site at the back door. Like, I'm not doing that to rub it in anyone's nose. Like every morning I stand there, have a cup of coffee, and just like, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. The weather's nice. When the sun's shining, it's always good.
So you've travelled around a lot in your life, but is Hawaii going to be home forever?
Yeah, I never say anything's forever, like, but for the time being, it's home.
Yeah. Let me go to a few of the questions before I carry on. Somebody said, "Are you sponsored by Kellogg's, mate? Have you got cereal in the background? I didn't even notice."
Oh,
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, nah. Kellogg's Red Berries, they're not mine. I like the brand flakes, so I got the raisin brand.
That's from Greg O'Brien. He also said it was an awesome moment watching that live over here. He must be talking about the Tito fight, I imagine. It was. I don't know how much you feel the love from the people over here because you're so far away, but it was a massive moment in the UK. Did you feel that?
I did feel it. The great thing is, like, Greg O'Brien, I've known Greg O'Brien since I was probably 9, something like that. I turned up and visited my dad one time, and we've been mates ever since. And it's been great because everybody that's been following me, I've known them for such a long time. And these are all my friends who were really, really close friends. And a lot of them came over. Some of them couldn't make it with criminal records and whatnot. But a lot of them came over. A lot of them supported. They were all straight on the phone throughout the whole 8 years that I've been over here. Like, I know that with all the time differences, I've known that I've been able to call these people up and they'll talk to me the whole time. Like, and they've really helped. They really helped me being over here. Like, it's hard being over here on your own, you know. Like, I like to go training and whatnot, but I've left everybody and everyone I loved back in England for me to come over here. So, but it was so nice to feel the love from so far away and still have everyone up at that time in the morning because it's 4 o'clock in the morning or something there. So for everyone to stay up, that's why I made my fights last like as long as they did, so everyone could watch it, enjoy it, and then go get some sleep.
Very thoughtful of you, very considerate. Peter wants to know if you'd like to see, there's a load of talk about this at the moment, if you'd like to see UFC versus Bellator crossover matches.
You know what? Yeah, I would. Because everyone's like, oh yeah, the UFC, the greatest fighters in the world. Like, I don't know, the greatest promotion in the world so far yet. But as for fighters, I honestly believe that fighters at Bellator, fighters at PFL, right? Everyone can hold their own. Just because they fight for the UFC doesn't necessarily mean it's like they're the greatest fighters in the world. Like, which, I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but you've got people in England that are just as good, and they haven't had the opportunities. They don't get the opportunities what everybody else does. You know?
Yeah.
But I'd definitely like to see a UFC Bellator. That would be good.
So that follows on somebody else's question. The fake Mancunian wants to know, who's your dream opponent?
Dream opponent? I don't really have a dream opponent. You know what, right? I was sitting there thinking the other day, Machida might actually be a good fight. You know, Machida, Chael Sonnen, you know, all them older boys. So I don't know. I might stick with the old legends.
I love seeing the legends fight.
Yeah, me too. I like beating them as well.
Oh, they're saying they couldn't see the view because I said wow when I looked at the view, so it turned it back to me. Sorry to anyone who didn't get to see the view. It was amazing.
They did not see it live, no?
But no, sorry. When you showed everyone the view, because I said wow, it turned to me. So apologies. So, like you said, that was 8 fights in 2 years. It must have been an incredible strain on the body. Then the first fight with Phil. How was that? After you didn't really know what loss felt like. How was that from your body's perspective? Like you said, it was a toll anyway doing that many fights, and then also dealing with that.
Yeah, I think I had a year and a half off after Tito. I believe. I think there's something along that anyway.
Yeah.
So getting back, I'd have liked to have thought somebody put my feet in the water and just had a not fought Phil for the first fight back, but he had his right for the title. I'm not going to say no, like it is what it is, you know. I will defend my title. So going in and fighting Phil, I don't know. I think I hadn't been tested with my, hadn't been properly tested, you know. And Phil was like one of the biggest tests at that moment. And I think I was very naive in thinking, oh yeah, Sam, he takes me down, I'll just submit him. I didn't realise just how the wrestling is over here, and he's a Penn State champion. So, and I felt every bit of that in that first fight. So that 5 rounds of getting laid on, I just wanted to fight him. Like I literally was wanting to, like the last round, I was like, mate, no, dude. I just wanted to do so. I was like, just fucking finish the fight. Like, why drag it out? Like, he wouldn't go for any submissions because he was scared that I'd reverse it and catch it. He wasn't doing it. He was just sitting there tapping me on the head. It was just like, either hit me hard or try and submit, to do something. Just, so it's frustrations, a lot of frustrations there. As to the loss, it wasn't, I don't know. They say that the fight's won and lost before you even get in the cage. Maybe I'd even lost the fight before I'd even got there. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of shit going on, injuries. I don't know. I was pissed. I wanted to get that one back. So then the second fight, I put the work in, and I think I gave him too much respect. I didn't want him to take me down and lay down on top of me for like he did last time, and so I gave him too much respect on them takedowns. And when he did take me down, I could get back up. But I've been working with a new coach, Paul Herrera, and he's changed my wrestling game around completely. Like, people can't get me down. People can't. If they do take me down, they can't keep me down. And I never took that into the fight until the last round, but it was already too late. I already had a broken jaw. I was down. Like, I needed to finish this fight to win it.
Yeah.
Too late, you know, like these things, you realise, but it's always the case, isn't it? You always realise too late, oh shit, I should have done that, and I should have done it that way. But you know what? I ain't done. Right, I fixed my jaw. I've got more fights left in me. I'm still young-ish in the sport, so it's just a learning curve. Everything's a learning curve. I'll go back to these first round finishes a lot easier then.
Yeah. Well, we all can't wait to see you back in there. I just wanted to ask you about one other fight. I've got to ask you about those leg kicks from Nemkov, because what does one of those feel like? I don't think I want to know, but...
I've been kicked. I can take a good leg kick, right? He kicked me that first kick, first round, at the beginning of the fight, right? And normally you'll get the kick and there's like the feeling that goes, and then it eases off, right? But he kicked me and I got the vibration, but then it continued going on. And I think he fractured my leg with that first kick.
The first one. Oh my God.
First one, yeah. So it was like, shit. Then I threw a right kick at him and I ended up hurting my foot, hitting him. So it's like, Jesus, this guy's made of fucking concrete. And I'd already, like, my right hand, so my thumb, I'd had my hand in, I'm not making all these excuses up, I swear to God. Like, I had my hand in plaster cast for 8 weeks because I was supposed to be fighting Mo. So I broke my thumb, and then they took the pins out. I had 4 or 5 pins in there. So that was in December. And then I was fighting again 6 weeks. So I had 6 weeks fight camp with a hand in a plaster cast. I couldn't even throw my right hand in the fight. I had no rights being in that cage whatsoever against him. None. But the fighter's like, you want to fight? Yeah, fuck it. I need money. Like, let's go. So that's what happens, you know?
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah, that was just one of those fights where you can just feel feel through the TV screen how horrendous that must be.
I remember looking at the last round. I looked up. I was like, there's a minute and some odd left. I was like, right, so I got this. I can do this for a minute. There's no problem. Right. Dan looks at me. The referee looks at me. I was like, no, I'm good. Waved him off. Right. He threw one more leg kick. And I looked at Dan. I was like, no. And enough as I was going, he's not seen enough of this. I was like, please stop. So that was another.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So does an injury like the jaw injury make you nervous in any way? You know the way a footballer, when they break their leg, they kind of can be a bit tentative going into tackles going forward. Do you think there's part of you that's like worried about taking a punch to the jaw in the future? Not at all. Fighters are just a different mentality to the rest of the world.
Yeah. I mean, maybe when I first go back in sparring, it might be a little bit gingerly, like testing the water. But to be honest with you, once you get punched in the face and it feels fine, then you're just going to go. Right? It's only if it hurts, then you're not going to be all sheepish or not. But if it hurts, you'll stop. If it doesn't, then you'll carry on.
Yeah.
But even with leg kicks, I will still get leg kicks. It is what it is. We sign on the dotted line. We know what we're letting ourselves into.
Yeah, true. And so Bellator, going back to Bellator as an organisation, obviously the last event that they were supposed to hold got cancelled very last minute after weigh-ins because of the COVID-19 and not being able to hold it safely. In their opinion, Scott Coker came out straight away and said that everybody was going to be paid.
And he did pay him as well.
Is a little bit different to how the UFC dealt with the situation when people didn't know for a long time. Like, what did you think about that? And you know, it must make you pleased to be part of an organisation where he does genuinely try and look after the fighters and employees, it seems.
I mean, being on the end of this injury, right? Bellator have looked after me. So for the last year, Bellator have looked after. So I wasn't surprised when Scott Coker was like, you know what, we're going to pay him. We're going to make sure, because they do look after the fighters. They look after the staff. As soon as you get there for fight week, you're welcomed by them all sitting in a room, and they've all got smiles on their faces, like they're all working, but they're like, it's just nice to see them, especially if you hadn't seen them for a while. And I think they came over to Hawaii, and I hadn't seen everyone for a while, so it was nice to see everyone, and I could actually talk to them this time without muttering in the teeth. So it was. I've enjoyed working for this company for the last 8 years. So I don't know. You do anything for a good boss, as they say.
Yeah, very true, very true. Okay, let me go back to the questions. Greg O'Brien again. What's your training regime now you're in lockdown?
So, I don't really have too much space in where I'm staying at the moment. So I set this little punch bag thing up. It was like
I saw it on your Instagram.
Yeah, I screwed a few bits of wood together and called it my punch dummy, right? So it was doing all right. I do a little bit of training in the morning. I bought some Olympic rings. I do the Olympic rings. I try and get a workout in every day. My daughter's now learned how to ride a bike, so she goes off riding a bike, and I'm hanging in the trees doing my exercises. Luckily enough, I can take them around all over the place. I'm just trying to get in as much as I possibly could. But that little wooden thing that I fucking built, I threw a few too many punches, ripped the bag, and then I threw a knee and then cut my knee open on one of the screws. So that now it poses as a little post where I hang the hose where my kids can have a rush, play in the paddling pool. You know, you try and do whatever you can. These steps here, like I just do bunny hops up them and just try and do leg workouts. Just try and do what I can do.
Pre-lockdown, I saw that you were hitting pads with Kendall Grove. Does he live near you all the time, or was he just? I know he's from Hawaii, but do you train together a lot?
That's my brother-in-law.
Amazing, yeah. But I didn't realise if he lived so close.
He's on Maui, so he lives on Maui. Where I'm on Oahu, so whenever we go over there and see the family, we'll just go train. He's got his own gym over there, doing really well. So it's nice to have somewhere to go train, and he's like an OG in the sport, so it's handy to he holds the pads for me. It's good. We've got the
he is an OG. Shout out to him. So how long would it take you to go there and train there?
20 minutes flight, not even that. I think the whole process, leaving my house, getting to Maui, would take about an hour and a half.
Blimey, it's like a commute to work here.
Bus, yeah, getting on a bus.
Right, a couple more questions. Greg said, obviously the kids are keeping you on your toes.
Non-stop.
If you could change one rule in MMA, what would it be?
I like the soccer kicks.
To the head?
So, to the head. I like the way the Pride do it with the soccer kicks. Like, seeing some of, what's his name? The axe murderer, he stomping on people's heads. I like that. So I think if I could change one rule, I'd bring that into our MMA.
Are you up for headbutts as well?
Headbutts, yep. I don't know about kicking in the nuts and eye gouging, leave that out. But the headbutts we can bring back, and the football stomps to the head. I like fighting. Like, this is fighting.
Yeah. I always found the dick punching really strange. That definitely wouldn't get my vote.
Nah, too much.
Who would you like to face next? And are there any losses on your record you'd like to avenge?
I tried avenging that fucking Phil Davies one, so I'm still going to get out of that. Three times, third time lucky. That's what they say, innit? But I will get all of them. You know, all of my losses I'd like to avenge. I know Linton Vassell's disappeared up to heavyweight. I don't know, after the amount of weight I put on after that last fight, I probably could get up to heavyweight as well. You know what? I'm just taking this injury seriously. Like, before I jump into too quick and just damage myself even more. Hence the reasons why I've been long consecutive injury after injury after injury. So now, like I say, this year I've taken off. Everything's fixed. I feel fantastic. So I've now gone in. I can go back in there now with a fresh mind, fresh feeling, and everybody's had the layoff, you know. So everybody's starting again from scratch, and I'm going to be healthy when this does finally go back to normal.
And would you rather fight big names and legends, or would you rather go on the title run?
I mean, I don't know. Whatever comes my way. Like at this stage in the game now, I just want to get paid. I want to get paid. I want to take care of my family and take care of them, make sure myself is looked after now. I think we're 3 or 4 years left. I'm 37 now. I don't want to be doing this well into when I'm 40s. Like, that's not something I'm looking forward to. But I just want to look after myself now. The last part of my career, I guess.
I'm just going to check for any more questions. Oh, fish hooks, Greg says.
Fish hooks, Greg.
Nice.
We'll leave those ones for the street, Greg.
I'm being told to make sure that everybody subscribes to our YouTube channel. If you like the interview, please subscribe. I'm really bad for never telling anyone to do that. That's all the questions that the fans have got for you at the moment. Is there anything you would like to say before we go, Liam?
No, just everybody keep doing what they're doing. It's nearly over. I heard that they're lifting the restrictions over there. It sucks being locked down. Like, it sucks being stuck indoors, but everyone seems to be keeping themselves occupied and not going too nuts. So just hang out with your kids, have fun. You know, do what you can do in the house and in the gardens and stuff. So, and I shall see everyone home very, very soon.
It's amazing to hear from you. Take care. You look great, and we all can't wait to see you back in there. We're very proud of everything you've achieved, and you know, it's been such a hard grueling time for you coming through this injury. So we just can't wait to see you back in there doing what you do best.
I'll be back very, very soon as well.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Liam.
No problem, Kate. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.